Okay, so we are sliding our way down the coast from north down to south, and the next one is going to be Boca Raton, Florida. Now, Boca Raton, Florida is between Delray and Pompano Beach, which is in Palm County with about 97,000 people. Now, it has been voted #1 best places to live in Palm County. I'd say I drove up from Miami to explore, and I would say it's about an hour north of Miami. Depends if there's any traffic or construction or wrecks on 95, which on my way home, there were 3 of them. Not all at the same time. Like there was one we bottlenecked, made it through, hit the gas pedal, flew down, another one. So there were 3 wrecks on the way home. I-95 is known for that. I'm gonna do a pros con video, and you can better believe traffic, wrecks. Anyway, that's gonna be a different video. We are here to talk about Boca Raton. So when it comes to airport, you have 2 choices whenever you want to fly into Boca Raton. You can go Palm Beach Airport, which is north of Boca Raton, or you can fly into Lauderdale, which is south of Boca Raton. And each one is about 20 minutes away from Boca Raton. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is schools. Public schools, according to niche.com, is an A. So I've spoken to a lot of the locals, and they have told me that the schools there are some of the best. So if you have a family and you're looking for an area where schools matter to you, Boca Raton may be some place you want to look at. Next is we're going to go up in age group and talk about FAU, which stands for Florida Atlantic University. Now this is a public school. It is more of a research school. It's about, if you're looking for, I'm going to lay out some costs for these schools. It's about $25,000 before any aid or assistance. And after some aid, it's about $9,000 annually. There's about a 63% acceptance rate, and about 54, just over half, graduate. So the next school is going to be Lynn University, Lynn University, and this one is unlike Florida, which is a FAU, which is a public school. It is a private school, and it's for undergrad and grad students with a 74% acceptance rate and a 45% graduation rate. So a little lower graduation rate. I'm assuming it's just a little tougher of a school, being a private school. And the cost is gonna be around $37,000 after some aid. Next up is going to be Everglades University, and this is an accredited private, not-for-profit university. And it offers a bachelor's and master's degree programs online, on campus, etc. It's about a 75% acceptance rate, 50% a graduation rate. It's roughly about $30,000, $28,000 after some aid. Last school I just want to touch on is the DMAC. So it's a private, for-profit art and design college, and it was founded in 2002, and it offers some bachelor's degrees in 3D animation and graphic design. So it's more of a graphic design type of school. So those are the 4 schools I want to touch on. Young children all the way up to grad, undergrad, overgrad, postgrad, those who just don't want to leave school and go out in the real world, etc. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do, and tap the bell, all notifications, because you don't want to miss anything. We are going to get into some of the good stuff. I'm saving the best for last, which is always my favorite, and that is real estate, luxury real estate to be specific. So the next thing we're going to talk about is something else that's near and dear to my heart, and that is shopping. Shopping in Boca Raton is big. There is something called the Town Center at Boca Raton, which is the parking lot I am standing in now. I'm going to take a walk in. They have some high-end luxury shops such as Gucci, Bloomingdale's, Versace, another one of my favorites, Stuart Weitzman, Caroline Herrera, just to name some of them. It's about 30 miles south of West Palm Beach and about 20 miles north of Lauderdale. Okay, so obviously shopping is going to be for those rainy days in Florida, which they don't come very often, but when they do, they kind of come with the thunder, so to speak. But if you don't go shopping on those nice summery days, we're going to talk about parks. Boca Raton is locally known for their parks. First park I'm going to touch on is Red Reef. This is a 60-acre park. There is swimming, snorkeling, surfing, fishing, and it includes a nature center, which is really cool. South Beach Park is park number 2. It's a 24.5 acre beach area. It features 3 different swimming areas, just the same as everything else: surfing, fishing, bird watching opportunities. So the third one is going to be Spanish River Park. It's about $20 to get in, and this is a family-friendly park. Not that all parks aren't family-friendly. This one's along the intercoastal waterways, so it's good for picnicking, swimming, bird watching, etc. And inside of Spanish River Park is our 4th one, and that is called Bark Beach, and that is actually like a little dog park, so to speak. Pretty cool. In Pittsburgh, we have plenty of dog parks. In Florida, they have dog parks that are on the beach. So you can't talk about really any of these oceanfront and really any area in Florida without touching on the arts. Florida is very big on arts. So there is something called the Boca Raton Museum for Art School. The next one is the Mizner, M-I-Z-N-E-R Park Cultural Center, and locally it's called MPCC. You will see by these videos there is a pretty cool amphitheater. Unfortunately, it was raining cats and dogs whenever I was there. And with COVID, they don't really have too much going on now. But it is an amphitheater with, a bunch of premier live performances, comedy shows, musicals, and impersonators. So if you're ever in the Boca Raton area and things open back up, you're going to want to go there. You can see there is an open style bunch of shops. You can get Starbucks and all kind of good stuff, food, etc. Mizner Park is, it's called a park, but it's not really a park. It's more like a little community. So it's definitely something I enjoyed whenever I cruised through, even in the torrential downpours, the monsoon, but it's definitely something you want to check out if you go to Boca Raton. Okay, I saved the best for last. There are a bunch of gated communities in Boca Raton. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Sanctuary. I was actually lucky enough to attend a broker's open of a property just under $10 million. That was absolutely stunning. So these gated communities are pretty cool. When you pull up, I don't know where you're from. They're different than in Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, you can probably just pull in and say you're whoever, don't not say anything, you get in. But these ones here, they have on the left is for visitors. When you come in, it splits, and then on the right is for residents. You can't not be a resident and try to get through the resident one. You have to have like a code and all that kind of stuff. People can't get in. So then you go over to the other side, which is a visitor, and a guard comes out and they ask who you're there to see. And I was there for the broker's open for the Sanctuary, and then they let me, they called the agent and then let me in. So it's very secure is what I'm saying. I just read online that Gary Bettman, I think he's the former NHL commissioner, just bought an $8 million home in the Sanctuary. It's just so ironic because I just read it today and I was just there yesterday for the first time ever. It's not common for people to go into the Sanctuary gated community. So I was lucky enough to get there and very impressed. So the next one is another gated community called Lelac, L-E-L-A-C. I'm sure it's French. I'm not exactly sure what it stands for. I did not have the privilege of getting into this one. Actually, a funny story I want to tell you about on this one is I had such luck going into, or not luck, but I mean, I got into the Sanctuary. I figured I'm a real estate agent, right? I found that there was a active property listed in there. I didn't have a buyer, so I didn't want to say, oh, I have a buyer. So I pulled up, and my plan A was just pull up in my McLaren and see if they even asked me anything. Plan B would be to say, hey, I'm a realtor and there's a house for sale in there. Plan C would be to hit the eject button. So I pulled up, had my window up, tinted black. She asked me to pull it down. He or she asked me to pull it down. I did, and I said, hey, I'm a realtor, here's my card, there's a house in there for sale. They said, oh, which house? And I had the address, and I paused. I'm like, do I want to give the address or not? So I gave the address, and they disappeared for a second, and I was like, what are you doing? And they said, we're gonna call the owner and let them know you're here. And I was like, no, don't do that. I don't have an appointment. I said, I just wanted to check out the area. So that was plan C, basically, is hitting the eject button. Again, I don't wanna lie and say I had a buyer when I didn't. And obviously I said, you can't call the owner. They don't know who the heck I am. So I hit the eject button. That would be option C. And said, Oh, no, I just wanted to take a drive around the neighborhood. There was a house for sale there. Just wanted to get familiar with it, which is actually, that was the truth, 100%. And they said, no, so I had to turn around and leave. So the purpose for me telling that story is if you are ever going to be an occupant there, it is really safe. It's not like anybody could just say, hey, I'm the FedEx man. They've got to call and get a hold of the owner. Maybe they could text, I don't know. They've got to communicate and get a hold of the owner for you to get past. And the third gated community that Forbes spoke about was the Royal Palm Yacht and Country Club. Another gated community. After my success in the first one, the Sanctuary, and failed one on the LAC, I decided to just hit the eject button and move on to Spanish Park, which is a lot easier to get in because it only costs 20 bucks. So again, I'm only telling you this if you decide to buy in there, using me, by the way, that it's very safe. And I think Forbes rated these gated communities as some of the top 3 in the country. Okay, so real estate, luxury real estate, my favorite luxury real estate. 819 Orchard Drive. It is the highest at this time, I'm recording the video, the highest active listing, which is brand new construction, which is pretty much the standard now. Brand new construction is going to be taking over. Inventory is down on resale so much that buyers are almost forced to look at new construction. But this one is listed at 25 million at the time of making this video. Again, that's going to be 819 Orchard Drive. You can check out the photos scrolling by. 25 million, highest active listing. And the highest sold, a recent sold one that I can actually find information on is 444 East Coconut Palm Road, and that is $15,850,000. So it's one of the most recent sales we're gonna find. So hope this gave you some insight. I'm just trying to skim over these oceanfront communities. Almost everybody has heard of Boca Raton, so I hope that gives you a little bit more insight. If you're looking to move there, make sure you give me a call, email me, comment below, text me. All my information is in the About section of the YouTube channel. Talk to you soon. All right, so our next oceanfront, beachfront property is going to be Delray Beach. You've heard about it in the news, in movies and stuff like that. I'm gonna break it down for you. Things to do with Delray Beach that kind of caught my eye. The first thing is something called Arts Garage. Now, it is a brick and mortar establishment. Well, it's entertainment for sure, but it's definitely along the arts style entertainment. So they have music of all styles. They'll have local coming up artists, award-winning artists. They have visual art. They have something called the Grassroots Gallery, which is local artists. A monthly art walk, which is really cool. And you know, if you've been watching this, my videos for a while, you know I always like to hammer the north because I am from the north. If you're watching this video and it's January or February 4th and it's snowing and when you woke up it was 12 degrees for a low, you probably can't even imagine an art walk this time of year, but it happens. It happens in Delray Beach. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Bell, all notifications, and then if you're looking to relocate to Delray Beach, you want to contact Brian Sells Miami, that is me. So they also have art education, and they have a theater there as well. So it kind of covers a lot of covers the music, covers theater, and it covers artistic art, visual art as well. So Arts Garage is something you probably want to put on your menu whenever you come down to shop for your first home. Okay, so we're gonna stick along the lines of art when it comes to things to do, and it's really cool. I mean, Florida itself is kind of an arts state. The South Beach and South Florida area is definitely artistic, and I think it's because they have nice weather all year round. So I'm gonna go over and we're gonna show you a couple pretty cool art pieces they have around Delray Beach. So the first thing is, and a lot of these are called art chairs or chair art. The Spady Museum art chair, Parks and Rec chair art. I just think these things are so cool. Old School Square chair art, Veterans Park fountain. This fountain is really cool, check it out. It's all painted. Thank you, Florida, love you. Sandaway chair art, broken open, and it is more of a piece instead of a chair. You'll see it in the photo here, it's really cool. Fire department chair art. Meter people. This is not chair art. This is again an abstract piece, so to speak, which I think is pretty cool. By no means do I claim to be any type of art connoisseur, but I'm starting to grow an appreciation of art from visiting Florida so often and eventually making my way down there. Police department art chair. And the last one I think is really cool is Peaceable Kingdom. So we're gonna move on from art. Those are things to do if you don't wanna go to one of most every tourist's favorite place, and that is the beach. It was rated 1 out of 12 best beaches in Florida by Travel and Leisure. It's one of the only downtowns, I would say, with a beach attached to it. And much like most beaches nowadays, they are ADA compliant. So if you do have some sort of special need, most beaches are working their way to being totally ADA compliant. And unfortunately, this beach does not allow our furry friends, like my little guy here, Picasso. Sorry, Picasso. Although I gotta tell you, most dogs don't react well in 95-degree heat, which is what it will be whenever you move to Florida. My hashtag is, it's always 80 degrees. Now, sometimes it goes in the 70s, sometimes it goes in the 90s and 100s, but we kind of get the point. All right, so you don't like the beach, you've got burned, you got burnt whenever you were a child and it just doesn't work for you. You work in the medical field and you understand how bad it is for your skin. What can you do? Well, we have a solution for that. Yeah, I know. You're out in the sun. I get it with golf, but you can protect yourself. We got the big brimmed hats. We have golf carts with the roof on it, and you have plenty of clothing you could obviously use to protect yourself, which I highly recommend if you're gonna be going golfing. So some of the golf courses I wanna point out is Delray Beach Golf Club. This is an 18-hole par 72 that is open to the general public. It is a Don Ross designed course, and it's not uncommon to go there and you see some pros playing on their way. They like to stop there at Delray Beach on the way to down to Miami for the tour down there. The next one is the Seagate Golf Club. This is a world-class private championship golf and country club. And the last one I want to talk about is more for the kids, more for the family, and that's just called Puttin' Around. Puttin' Around is a 36-hole miniature golf course. Man, I haven't been to a miniature golf course in quite a while. I've got to get back down there to one. Something that I think is really cool, and it's all around Florida, but primarily I've seen it in Delray Beach, and that is something called Freebee, F-R-E-E-B-E-E. Experience the movement is their tagline. You can go to their website. So it's an electric, like beach cart wagon, so to speak. You can see it in this photo here. I'm not gonna try to describe it to you. And it's all electric and it's free. It's kind of Uber-like. So they have sponsors. I may even put my sponsorship on there as well. I think it's a great idea for people coming in, tourists, people come in to look at the area, decide if they want to live there or not. And you'll see it as like, you could probably fit about 4 to 6 people on there. And like I said, you have an app. It's like Uber and it's free and it's very environmentally safe and friendly. That's what they're geared towards. So it'll tour you all around the beach in the area. So really cool. You want to check that out. Freebee. Okay, so in many of my videos, I talk about parks because parks are a big thing. Beach towns are primarily geared towards families. And if you want to get off the beach and get to a park, some parks are part of the beach. Most of these oceanfront and beachfront communities have them. So here are some of the hot parks of Delray Beach. So the first one is called 505 Teen and Hobbit Skate Park. There is a basketball court, bicycle rack, camps, computer lab, game room, kitchen, recording studio, recreation center, restrooms, and a skate park. Some more amenities included in there, and like I already talked about, it's a full-size outdoor basketball court, billiard room. There's a kitchen. There's a lounge area with TV and DVD player. This is probably a pretty good area if you want to spend the whole day there. You don't want them out in the sun the whole day, but you don't want them inside all day. Great interaction with kids, etc. They have table tennis, Xbox 360 games. This sounds like a camp to me. I'm not a kid, and I don't have any children, so I haven't been there yet, but I'm gonna have to put it on my radar. Board games, multi-function room. Of course, they have free Wi-Fi. Now, they have recreational programs as well. They have a movie night, basketball instruction, which I would definitely need some basketball instruction if I plan on getting out on the court. Special events, in-house tournaments, pizza night, challenge days, so they'll have the staff versus the teens. They even do field trips, cooking 101. It's just, Hobbit Skate Park, it's a 10,000 square foot fenced in park, half pipes, quarter pipes, fun boxes, grind rails. So those of you older folk, 48 years old and up, you probably know what that is. You probably did that when you were a kid. Our grandparents, they probably don't know what that terminology is, grind rails and stuff. The kids, your kids, probably think you are completely uncool when you try to say you know what a fun box is, or a grind rail, or a half pipe, quarter pipe. But yeah, so 505 has that in the Hobbit Park. So, you know, I'm not a big rule fan, but I just do want to go over some rules if you're considering moving there and you don't have the time to research it. You know, they have inline skaters and skateboards only, no bicycles. You must wear strapped helmets at all points in times. So you can't have a helmet, you can't share one, and your buddy not have a helmet and kind of go back and forth. It's got to be on all the time, just like masks with COVID nowadays. There is a minimum age. You have to be 5 years old, and they do offer yearly memberships, and it only costs like $10 if you're a Delray resident. I think it's $20 for non-residents. Let me check. So I did check, and non-residents are $20, and you have to fill out an application. Participants under the age of 18, you know, they're going to be required to register with a parent and guardian with a notary. I mean, that's nothing out of the ordinary. It's been like that since I was a kid. If you're under 18, you're trying to go to functions and events, stuff like that. So I'm going to finish up with saying there are 42 parks in total. I just broke down the 505 Hobbit Park because that seemed to be the most interesting to families, but there are 40 plus other parks that this video would be so long if I decided to do a video on all the parks, but that's not what we're really here for. We're here for real estate. If you've been watching my videos, you know it. I love nerding out on it. Let's talk about some luxury real estate. Okay, so our favorite topic, and this is the reason why you came here, is luxury real estate, bespoke real estate. And the top for sale property active on the market when I make this making this video is for $34 million. And if you watch my other videos, you know what street it's on. What did I say? All 8 and even 9-figure homes are going to be on something called Ocean Street, Ocean Avenue, Ocean Boulevard. And this one is no different. It is 418 North Ocean Boulevard. The second most expensive one, highest price bespoke oceanfront property is going to be for $21,950,000. That is currently active as of today in 2021. And this is on 9192 Rocky Brook Way. What? It's not on Ocean Drive, Ocean Boulevard, Ocean Avenue? Brian, you lied to us. Sorry. So this one is listed by Douglas Elliman, and we are going to show you some photos that are going to just blow your mind. And if you're interested in buying, you want to pull the trigger, you don't have an agent, you want to definitely contact me. Okay, so we're going to move away from for sales. These next couple properties are the ones that you've missed out on. And it's going to be a 5-bedroom house for $26.8 million. Located on 901 South Ocean Boulevard. Check out the photos of these. This is amazing. And 901 sold back in 2018. So another one that sold in 2018, the second highest sale in Delray Beach is going to be, it's a condo actually, and it's located at 1901 South Ocean Boulevard, unit number 16. Listen, I could go on and on. The next one down is a $17 million sale, $15 million sale, $14.8 million sale, 14.8, 14, 12.3. So in Delray Beach, there are a lot of 8-figure homes for sale. And again, that's because it's waterfront and or oceanfront. So if you're interested in any of those properties or any more information on Delray Beach, you want to make sure you reach out to Brian Sells Miami. That's me. And I'm going to be doing a lot of these videos about bespoke luxury properties in the South Florida area. So hit the subscribe button, get it. Click the bell, all notifications, and prepare to be wowed. All right, my name is Brian Teyssier, and we are going to talk about Pompano Beach. Are you ready? Let's make it happen. So Pompano Beach, let me back up. When it comes to oceanfront communities in and around the Miami-ish SoFlo area, typically Miami is one of the big ones, obviously, and then Fort Lauderdale is another one. When I say one of the big ones, I mean like a marker, a beacon in people's minds. Just imagine you're talking to someone that's not familiar with Florida, that you might talk about, you might try to reference a point in Miami, and then you might try to take them up a little further north of Fort Lauderdale. If you're trying to get them to other smaller places, like there's Pompano Beach, Delray, Dania Beach, I mean, somebody not familiar with this area isn't really going to understand where those places are. So I would say Fort Lauderdale is kind of a beacon, and the place we're talking about today, Pompano Beach, is going to be just north of Fort Lauderdale. So as a beacon to you, I always like to talk about proximity to airports. Miami is too far, international airport is too far south, so you would fly into the Fort Lauderdale airport, which is only 21 miles away. Another thing I like to talk about is hospitals. I mean, it's Florida, there's a ton of them. I did a little search, there's about 20 different hospitals, medical centers, etc. In and around the Pompano Beach area. So if you need something related to your health when you're moving down to Florida, chances are it's not going to be hard to find. So some of the common things we've seen with these oceanfront communities are beaches and marinas and parks. So the unique thing about Pompano Beach, what it has is it has something called Pompano Beach Pier. Now there is a light on the pier that marks the northern limit of the Florida Reef. And a reef is just, it's like an underwater coral formation. And this one is supposed to be located on the lower east coast of the state. Now, something interesting about it is going to be, it's a great place to fish, and there's numerous like shipwrecks and stuff like that, and other diving type sites. So anytime you dive, you're looking for fish, but if you can fish around, or if you can dive around a shipwreck, that's kind of a pretty cool thing too. So Pompano Beach is kind of a bit of a draw for that. So there is a village, like a development I'm gonna touch on real briefly. It is the Pompano Beach Village. Cleverly named, I might add. And it is a development, like I said, it's a beachfront development, which most of Pompano Beach is, and it's directly across from the Atlantic Ocean. So there will be some water views. It also has a Pier Street promenade type thing that will link you up to what I call what is called the ICW. Before I got involved in Florida, I didn't know what that meant. That is intercoastal waterways. It might even be intracoastal waterways. I should probably look that up. Comment below if you know, is it inter or intracoastal? It doesn't make a difference. We all know it's not the ocean. So I'm just gonna touch on dining real quick. There is casual dining and upscale dining, but one of my favorite places is in Florida. I found it in Sarasota. It's Kilwins. It's an ice cream place. Oh my goodness. If you like ice cream, you've got to go there. So they have a Kilwins there at this Pompano Beach Village development. In addition to that, they do have some regular health food, I guess you could say. BurgerFi is there. This BurgerFi is, again, being a northerner, if I'm speaking to any northerners, you wouldn't understand what this is. It's kind of like a Five Guys. It's a burger place, burger joint really, and not like a Burger King. And it's a step above like a fast food joint. Another thing that this development has is something called an Alvin's. And Alvin's, man, they're all over Florida. You go in there and you get your the white sunblock, you put on your nose, your sunglasses, anything you need to go to the beach is what Alvin's has. Okay, so the next thing I'd like to talk about, I want to point out that's pretty cool about Pompano Beach is Tradewinds Park and Stables. So this is a Broward County run park. I think it's one of the biggest parks around. I did see it's 625 acres, so that is pretty substantial. So some of the things that this Tradewinds Park has to offer, it's a great family entertainment area, so to speak, but here is some of the things that it has to offer that you're just gonna absolutely love. Baseball, softball, biking, jogging, walking path. I mean, that's one of my favorite things. Anytime I could find a safe path away from cars to go for a little jog and then come back and get the bike and go for a little bike out in the sunshine. Hashtag, it's always 80 degrees. I absolutely love it. So Tradewinds is a place where I love to go and get my fitness in nice and safe. In addition to that, I mean, they have something called Butterfly World, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. Cricket, not the bugs cricket, the game, I guess you would call it cricket. Disc golf, they have an educational farm there as well. It is a parks and recreation, I should say a parks and stables place, so they obviously have equestrian, trail, and horseback riding. I mean, for those of you that horseback ride, how amazing is that in Florida to be able to just get on a horse and just like truck around nice and slow, not wide open speed. I know that's why they call things horsepower, but just a nice slow speed, and check out butterflies and people jogging out on the path, tripping over their tongue because they're dying because of the heat, and I'm just out of shape. Next up, it's Florida, so we have fishing, of course. Now the Parks and Rec here has football and soccer. Something interesting that little kids will like, model steam train rides. I mean, maybe you as an adult would like it too. I'm not here to judge. A nature trail, picnic area, playground. I mean, all your typical park stuff. They have a shelter there and room rentals as well, because you know the sun could get a little bit much. And if you want to get out on the water, they have paddle boarding as well. So pretty cool. Okay, so you're done for the day with the kiddos. Schlep them off to the babysitter. What do adult people do? Well, you have two casino options. First casino option is called Isle, LSE, Isle Casino. And some of the cool things about Isle Casino, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't been there. I'm not much of a casino guy, but I did some research on it, and here's what I came up with. Gaming and slots, video poker, poker room, electronic table games, and jackpot winners. I got to Vegas a healthy amount before COVID, and those are all the standard things. Now they have something called a 55 plus drawing. So you can win $100 of free play every 15 minutes. Clearly you've got to be 55 years or older. And they have something called up to 100X. So every Wednesday and Thursday, there is a guaranteed 2X reward credit multiplier with a chance to win up to the 100X multiplier. So those of you that do not gamble don't have a clue on what I'm talking about. And those of you that do gamble, you understand and you get the value of it. They have something called a 20K for the love of money giveaway. Now, when I did this video, it was February. So February had a lot of Valentine's Day stuff. So this is, I'm pretty sure, just pertaining to the whole Valentine's Day holiday. All right, the last thing I want to talk about with Isle Casino, I don't want to get too in depth on casinos, is it is a Caesars owned property. So if you have a Caesars reward card like I do, you can get those points. Maybe you get a free meal or something. All right, moving on to the second and last casino in Pompano Beach is going to be the Seminole Casino. So promotions, that is a big deal. Who doesn't love a promotion? Who doesn't want to get promoted? They are offering off a chance to win a Maserati. Much like Isle Casino, 2X, 2 times rewards. And they have, again, it is February when I'm doing these, so they have a bunch of Valentine's Day promotions. Great place to take your babe. So they have slots, 2,000 Vegas style game slots. Something interesting here is they do still recognize those of you that like to smoke, drink, and gamble. There is a smoking section. And then there is a non-smoking section. So some of the table games they have there are going to include blackjack, progressive slots, blackjack, baccarat, ultimate Texas Hold'em, not just Texas Hold'em, ultimate Texas Hold'em, crisscross poker, 3-card poker, pie, P-A-I, gow, G-O-W, poker. Those of you that gamble understand what that is, and those of you that do not gamble, forget about it. You don't need to know. Pie, gow, poker. Spanish 21, Mississippi stud. Apparently Mississippi has more studs or a higher quality stud than anywhere else. And Casino War. Okay, we have something called Coco Poker, and this is like a live 24/7 action. You know, they have 23-ish tables, live action, and tournaments. So most novice and advanced people will play with limits. So we all know that COVID has kind of killed things, and casinos have taken a hit too. So they do have a social casino, and that is where you can go online or you can download an app and you can still take part in some of the casino games. Not everything I've listed has been replicated or duplicated, created over to apps and desktop. But for those of you that just can't stop gambling, in addition to Gamblers Anonymous, you can do the social gambling at Seminole Casino's apps or websites. So if you're afraid of carrying large sums of cash around, you can use the casino credit, or you can just give it to me. I'd be more than happy to hold your $1 million, $2 million, $20 million you want to gamble. It's safe with me. You can trust me. So I'm going to move on to the Seminole Casino bars and lounges and dining. We have the Coco Bar, Legends, Lounge Bar, Nectar, and Level 2. Dining, we have NYY, yes, NYY Steak, First Street Deli, and The Bowl, B-O-L. There you have something that's awesome here. You're going to love this. Check out these photos we're going to flash by. The Pavilion. It's at the Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek, and it's 10,000 square feet of entertainment, complete with, they have state-of-the-art audio and lighting. This is just amazing. And it's been home to such acts as George Thorogood and the Destroyers. I am dating myself because I do know who that is. And if you don't know who that is, go to YouTube. No, maybe YouTube doesn't even have George Thorogood. That was back in the 80s. I don't even know if you're gonna find him anywhere, but bad to the bone. He does a better version, trust me. Green Funk Railroad, Pointer Sisters, Michael McDonald, and Aaron Lewis. Yeah, Little John, Sophia Lorena, and there's just a bunch more. So we're gonna get into my favorite part of the video, luxury real estate. Unfortunately, Pompano Beach is not a big luxury beachfront real estate development. They do have real estate, as I mentioned in the previous development, but if you're looking for luxury and ultra luxury, they're a little starved for sure. So the highest for sale property I found was on 2004 Bay Drive, and that is for sale for $10,250,000. So that is it for Pompano Beach. A pretty cool area. Definitely has some different stuff. Comment below if you've ever been there, what you thought of the video, if you have anything to add that maybe I missed. I'd love to hear from you.